Welcome back to the channel, people. KG is back for another match reaction. 2 games in a week, 2 wins. Was it harder than we made it? Absolutely, but that's the Leeds United way. But we've come away with 6 points this week, which is all I asked for. But we need to talk a little bit about the game, of course. You know what I mean? Before we get into it, of course, you know the drill, people. Hit the like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and of course, drop your thoughts and comments below. Leeds United win the game today, 2-1 at home to Bristol City. To be fair to Bristol City, Nate, you know it's coming. You know it's coming, Nate. But in all fairness to Bristol City, and something I just want to get out of the way before we get into it is at least they didn't come and just park the bus completely. They actually came out and tried to play football, which is something that we cannot say for probably any other team that has come to Ellen Road this season so far. So full credit to them for trying to do something. But in the end, the quality was just too much for that team in particular, like it should have been. And that's the theme that we've got to keep rolling with once the international break is over and we come back. We have to keep on making sure that our quality that we have in Spouts and in Dust, it comes through, and that's what will get us through 3 points in most of these games. Gavin, yeah, great 3 points, but once again, not clinical enough. 100%. I mean, that Rutter miss, man, boy, Jorginho, oi. See, that's what we get. We who was it we was laughing at before? Oh, was it Traore for Hull, where he hit the post and we come away with a point? Oh, Jorginho, that one was worse. That was an awful miss. But you know what the thing is with Jorginho? Apart from that, he didn't hide, and he was actually good for the rest of the time that he was on the pitch. And that's the difference between, someone that misses a chance and tries to hide away. Jorginho was still getting on the ball, still creating things. So, listen, terrible miss. Let's not even try and sugarcoat it. But he had a good game up until he got sub 100%. JP, Ellen Road is a fortress. It is so far this season, and that's all you can ask for. I always say with these games in the championship, do you work at home and go away and just not lose? And that is what we're kind of doing so far. That is what we're kind of doing at the moment. So long may it continue. Listen, I see it. I know I see it, but look, what can I say? I look, it is what it is. Some people wanted him to start today over Perot. But that's why you come here, people, because we keep things football. We don't have player FC here. We want the best for Leeds United. Okay, and that's why you're here, right? John Abbott saying, "Oh no, KG's about to love Dan James." Well, listen, John and everyone else. We talk about people being in the right place at the right time. That was DJ today. You don't score those. I always say when people say, all they ever do is score tap-ins, you have to be there to score tap-ins. And if it was that easy, everyone would do it. You know what I mean? And Dan James was in the right place at the right time to go 1-0 up. And that is why he takes the cover today. He will be the thumbnail today. Dan James, lovely, 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 lovely. And keep it up, because this is a goal involvement every other game for Dan James so far. You cannot complain with that productivity at this level. I always say at this level, because when the season end comes, we're gonna have a different conversation. But look, Dan James in this league, I'm not going to keep on beating that drum. He is a good player in this league, and if he was on any other team, I'd be thinking I wouldn't mind a bit of Dan James at this level. So I'm very glad he's here, man. You guys are killing Bamford. Wow. Lee Waters here. You can criticize players when they're playing bad, but when they step up and play well, they deserve praise. Dan James played brilliant for me today. Yeah, of course. Listen, and Lee and everyone else, of course, his decision making at times is always going to frustrate people, but he's getting the work done. He's getting the job done, people. You can't ask for much more. Seriously. He's doing everything he can when he plays on the pitch. He's all, I don't, me, I don't buy into he gives 100%, because you can give 100% and be absolutely garbage, but he's actually returning. So, let's just praise him when he does well. Isaac Lee saying, "Hey, hello, KG, good to catch you live, mate. Lord have mercy, it's hard to watch Bamford. Wow, he moves like a tank. Look, he's been finished for me, Isaac. I would prefer, and I've said from time, I would prefer Mateo Joseph to get his reps in ahead of him, but he's going to get senior minutes. and it's probably because of the wages he's on. In all fairness, he's on still on a big wage, no matter the wage cut he got from when we got relegated. You know, he's probably still going to get reps, but he absolutely does not start in this team. He just can't. He just can't. Um, you guys are absolute. And I wanted to give it a shout out here. Tasha again. He was going to be someone that I was going to mention, and I probably will again. But Byram, true pro, shows why you need players on the post for corners. If he's not there, they score. He was absolutely 100% on the goal line. You know, we were struggling today with the set pieces. Bristol City saw that that was a bit of an Achilles heel for us today, and they kept trying to attack us with those. And it was the right thing. That look, just going through the equalizer, it was a meat and potatoes corner, slack marking, they score just before halftime. But that's another thing I wanted to mention as well. The resilience to not let that affect them. I didn't have flashbacks to Crystal Palace. I didn't think it would be that bad. But it's good to see that even though they can see that at a time where they probably didn't deserve it, that we come through in the second half and we still came out and got the 3 points. Massive improvements, and it just shows that the mentality has kind of changed in this team. Kelvin, Archie Gray, that's it. Yeah. And we'll talk about that in a minute because I've got to shout out a couple of you that were talking about putting Archie Gray at right back. Hey, you got it. You got it. Nate saying, is Archie Gray the best 17-year-old you've seen at Leeds? Insane player. Ooh. Oh. No, he's not the best. He could be the best. He could be the best overall, Nate. And shout out to Nate, who's been a member here, as it says here, for 7 months. Shout out to you. Memberships are in the description, which just help me and help the channel out. Really does mean a lot. But yeah, listen, I'm gonna Darren. Oh, let me get that back from Darren because I do want to highlight that. But yeah, a 17-year-old. Guys, can you guys think of any other 17-year-olds that have made the impact that Gray's had so far? Probably Alan Smith, if we're being real. Alan Smith, because once again, it Archie Gray is doing fantastic well, and please don't get this wrong, but Alan Smith was doing that at a very high Premier League level and through Europe as well. Mr. P saying Fabian Delph, best 17-year-old he's seen at Leeds. Milner is coming in. John Knox saying Kuhl at 16. Yeah, there's a good shout. I feel, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's a big shout. We've had a lot. I think people forget the amount of talent that we've had at this football club, especially in our academy. We've been brilliant with it. We've been absolutely brilliant with young talent here. So he's just on another conveyor belt of the great youngsters that we've coming through. Hopefully, though, he gets to stay with us as we go back up into the Premier League. Oh, Danny, that's got nothing to do with it, man. Alan Smith went to the dark side. This isn't this kind of channel, Danny. If you want all that tribalism stuff, you have to go elsewhere. We talk about football here as it is. And listen, without that 7 million, Danny, we may not be talking about Leeds United today. Let's be real. We was in some deep doo-doo. Right? Jamie here saying another 3 in the bag, KG. It's wonderful. And you know what? I know what people are talking about with the performances. They haven't been outstanding wins, this week, but that's a positive. The fact that we're not playing free flowing football, the fact that we're not really killing teams at this point, but we're still coming out with maximum points, it's actually a positive. So when we do start to click and everything else goes together, it's going to be even better. And let's talk about the team because we have to highlight this, people. We have to highlight this. This team, when I saw it, I was like, hey, I like it. And you know what else was exciting about this team? I had no idea what the formation was. Did anyone else? Let me know in the comments if you knew what the formation was when you saw this. I was like, so wait there. Have we dropped Ampadu back and then it's Kamara and Gray in the middle? Has Stroud been moved to left back but you know what? It worked today. And for all the people that were saying Archie Gray at right back, kudos to you because he was brilliant today. He was absolutely brilliant, and you just wonder, don't you? All together with everything that Farkas said previously, Ailing again holds the bench, and I don't know. I think that's telling for me. I think that's telling because even Bristol City Bell, he had to switch. He was getting no change out of Archie Gray today. Absolutely nothing. Archie was like a right back central midfield. He was kind of like and don't get carried away. He was kind of like John Stones in that way that he was right back slash midfield, and I thought he did exceptionally well. Okay, JTEX, fair enough. I knew about 20 seconds after the game started. Tremendous. Um, yeah, Kamara getting some love today. Yep, good. Um, Ian, great point, and something that Gary Hillman in the comments did mention as well. Bristol's left winger was very pacey. I think he knew Ailing would have struggled with his pace. Yeah, the one thing I would say in regards to being pacey, it doesn't really matter if you're pacey or not. He struggled against everybody so far this season, absolutely everyone. So I do feel like this could be a way forward, and maybe it's another way to get Kamara starting more games at this point in time while Jed Spence is out. But I absolutely loved the lineup today. Had no issues with it, and I was excited to see where everyone was going to slot and fit in. So very excited with that. Um, yeah, he was Buey. Kamara is a smooth operator. Yeah. Did anyone see Ampadu trying to shoot again? Remember what we was talking about in the preview? Ampadu, man, he's lovely, man. He's such a good player, but shooting is not his forte, is it? It's really not. He's trying though. It's gonna come one day. It's gonna come one day. Um, Ishtar saying we made hard work of that. We did, Ishtar, but you know what? It's 6 points in a week where we haven't been convincing. I'm seeing that as a net positive overall. I would have loved to have smashed one of these teams, especially when I'm going to pop up a result later in the show of what we could have done against that team. But look, I will take the 6 points all day long. Um, yeah, it nearly went out for a throw in. I know he's trying, man. He's trying. Liam here saying just shows if you're good enough to play no matter what the age. Yeah, Liam, it's something that I've always been confused with here, especially when we was back in the Premier League and people were talking about, oh, we need the experience of this player, that player. When we literally had one of the best periods in our history, in our recent history, I should say, in the Premier League, when we had a bunch of kids playing, sprinkled in with experience. I just don't know how a lot of people have forgotten. Maybe it's because it's still in my mind like it was just 5 years ago, but we had a majority of youngsters cooking up this league. You know, they almost did something brilliant. And I'm just surprised that people see age as a barrier. But for me, I've always said it, if you're good enough to play, you play, no matter how old you are. You could be 40, I don't care. As long as you've still got the tools and minerals to play, play. Um, Tyler saying, thanks for keeping it real, Cage. You would be easy to glaze specific guys, but you keep it 100. I always do, Tyler. To my detriment, I will say that though, Tyler. It doesn't, if I was more of a passion merchant, I'd probably be doing better than I am. But I will always keep it real, man. That's how I watch football. That's the way I do things. So yeah. Don't joke with that one, Ryan. I do feel like that, Ryan, but don't joke with that one. Uh, Low D saying happy with the win, but would rather see Creswell coming on than for Cooper. Yeah, the last two, was it last three changes? Yeah, it was like he was just giving them victory minutes, wasn't it? Some charity minutes at the end. But yeah, I see a few of these. Let me just get this up. SJ44 saying Cree playing for himself too much. Now, I don't agree with that, but I wonder if anyone else does agree with that. I know that this at times, I've said it with Somerville before. I think he's one of the most dangerous players in the league, but he could release the ball a bit quicker at times. I fully on board with that, but I don't think he's a greedy player. And I prefer the fact that he actually does try and make something happen rather than take 2, 3 touches trying to get a pass out like some of the other players do. But yeah, I think that will come, people, with more games in a row. We've got another international break now, which is not good. I'm not looking forward to this break. I'd have preferred more games to keep coming. But I think Cree will get there. It will come with more match experience, people. He's still a young guy, remember. Buey saying holds onto the ball a bit too long sometimes. It will all come in time. Yeah, 100%. Tasha though saying yes. Somerville too greedy. Okay. Jamie saying, Cage, you don't change. We like you that way. Thank you for that. CCW saying he struggles to release the ball when at full speed. Other than that, he's fine. Yeah, and you know what? You know what, Josh? That's a pretty good. Somerville is a championship. Rashford, that is a pretty good comparison. Rashford is pretty much the same in that way, where you think that he could maybe pass the ball quicker or release the ball quicker, and he just holds onto it, holds onto it. You're right. That's a pretty good comparison. Vega, though, I would say this, Vega. I'm with you on this one. Don't see it as greedy. He kind of over dribbles. I'm with you on that one, 100%. Um, Yeah, let me get you out of here. Martin R, though, just carrying on. Somerville makes some bad decisions. Yep. And Darren, just to finish this one off, I don't think Cree is greedy. He's just not good at, he's just not making the final decision correctly. I'm with you. Yeah. Scott here saying with Ampadu, Ampadu still not going to get a rest with another 2 games for Wales. Yeah. Well, as Daniel Farker would say, Scott, he's Welsh. He can do it. He just thinks Welsh people are made of steel. So he'll be good. But yeah, he's just one of those players for me, along with Joe Roden as well, that I just don't want to see get hurt in this team. I think once they come out, whoever comes in for them, it's going to be a downgrade. And so, as long as those two can stay healthy, it's a good thing for me. After the break, people, we should have Furpo back, maybe. I don't know. And I want to talk about that in just a moment, but we should also have Nanto back as well, which for me would add even more of a danger to this team. I will say I've been saying, as a lot of people have heard me say, when Fopo comes back, I want him in for the balance. But as the games have gone on, I don't see how he displaces Sam Byram. And I think Sam Byram, with each game he's played, has looked even more comfortable in that left back spot. I think he's from the first game that we saw him play, where he looked like he was kind of struggling on that side. For me, he was good defensively, but going forward, it was a bit of an eyesore. Now he just seems to be getting into his groove on that left hand side. So I'm all for Sam Byram staying in, even when Furpo's fit, 100%. Um, I know. I've spoke about it. I've spoke about it. Um, Yep, Kelvin. Yep, he did. He's so dominant aerially. He's so dominant, and he can play with the ball at his feet. Honestly, honestly, so good. Yeah, Byron was good. Yeah, 100%. And Tommy G saying Sam Byron is absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I've been made not humble word. I just didn't expect too much, and I don't think that's a like a I don't know. That's not really a bad take, because he has been often injured in the last couple of years, and it's kind of like, well, okay, what is he going to do here? And he's just surpassed all expectations. I've absolutely loved seeing him here. Seriously. Um, yep, Sammy. Yep, exactly. Yep, would have been 2-2 if Sam didn't block the shot off the line. 100%. Ian saying Byram at right back, Firpo at left back, maybe. Yeah, in the short term, Ian. But the only problem is then you've got a Jed Spence problem coming. So when Jed Spence is back, he will absolutely be the right back when he's fully fit. That's probably when I would say Byram go to left back and put Firpo on the bench. And I actually feel comfortable saying that. Whereas a few weeks ago, I was like, nah, we need the balance. We need the left back in that position. But he's getting better with every single game, really and truly. Yeah, Robert T just echoing that as well. Got to say, Byram has impressed me. He's been tremendous. No other thing for it. Max H, yeah, Max H has been here a while. You often say, "Prove me wrong," and Byram has done it. He's been great, 100%. Um, Let me just get the super chats before they go. Lee Waters here. It's been a while, KG. A little something towards the channel. Keep it up. Side note: Somerville in gloves in this heat is criminal. Hey, listen, they can wear what they want. I'm not the fashion police, man. But thank you for that, Lee. It's been a while, man. Good to see you back. William here saying, as Eli Melier forgot how to catch the ball, Bamford a day late, $1 short. Keep him sitting down. Well, he's been getting pelters in the comments, William. I'm sure you would have seen it. And Isaac here saying the team can really cook soon, I think, especially when Nanto gets into gear. Rutter looks like a different player. His touches and confidence is showing. Exactly. And people talking about the Rutter miss. Guys, how many times have we seen players at Ellen Road, especially over the years, they miss a chance and they hide. They absolutely just hide. They don't want the ball again. They're passing it off, or you know that thing where a player will ask for the ball, but they go behind two of the opposition players, like, hey, give me the ball, when they don't really want it. He was still showing for the ball. He was still doing his tricks. He was still creating stuff. That's good to see. After a miss like that, which could crush anyone's soul, by the way, because it was awful. It was awful. But yeah, brilliant stuff from Jorginho. And we're seeing with him with every game, the confidence is going up. Long may it continue. Um, And yes, people, I think a few of you have asked, did I see Jack Harrison's goal? Yeah, I do find it weird. I saw some of the comments for Jack Harrison's goal today, and it's like, oh, I can take that when he's taking down the, because Sinister and Tyler Adams are at Bournemouth, and it's like, why are people really that dim? He literally did everything he could to get out the door before his loan clause expired, and people still feel like Jack Harrison is one of Leeds. It's funny to me. It's funny to me. They all did the same thing, but just in a different way. Okay. They all did the same thing. They all wanted the best route out to leave. And he did his while he was still injured, by the way, to make sure that he got his move to Everton. But people still think it's nice, cutesy Jack Harrison. It's funny to me anyway. Um, Matt here saying, why does it strike me that Kamara is somewhat of a scapegoat? Matt, I don't know what you. I don't know. Maybe I've missed some in the chat, Matt. But all the comments that I flashed up for Kamara are saying how good he was today. So maybe I've missed it though. Maybe I've missed it. Kelvin, I will as well. Yep. Shout out to Captain Pascal Strout today. Very, very good today. He was. And it's like I've said, partnerships are sometimes more key than the individual involved. And with him and Roden together, you just see the evidence is there, people. Sometimes you don't have to over explain things. When he was back with Cooper, we saw the same nervy Pascal, the one that had to do the work of two people. He's back with Joe Roden, and they work together like it's a perfect mix, isn't it? It's a perfect mix. And he looks, and you know what the good thing about Pascal is, again, people. The good thing about Pascal is it looks like he's getting his ball playing ability back. And I don't know if anybody has noticed that, but for a while, let's be real, he had lost it where he couldn't ping the ball like he used to when he was first coming up through the team. He looks like he's getting it back again. And it's good to see. I've always thought Pascal had a high ceiling. He's 24 years old now, people. He's he's 24 years old, so he should be coming into his own now. And he looked really good today, in my opinion. Um, hey, Darren, Captain Pascal. That's not me calling him. That's what he was today. um, Mr. P saying the sexy pirate is making good way back. Yeah, it looks like he's getting there. Still want to see him a bit more aggressive. That's one thing I will say, but no complaints with Pascal when he's next to Joe Roden anyway. Thomas. Cooper Ayling needs to sign for Bradford. When I said that a certain player is a League One level, people thought I was taking the mick, but it is what it is, man. Mr. Anthrope is saying, I've noticed this, mate. Great on the ball again. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad people have noticed it because it's something that I wanted to mention in the last game, but completely slipped my mind. But he was on it again today. So good to see that it's happening on a more consistent basis. James here saying Kamara and Ampadu play great together, both so good. Yeah, and that's the beauty of it, man. We've got options, man. We've got options in terms of okay, Gray, you need to just drop a bit deeper and do your work there. Cool. We're bringing Kamara. Still haven't seen enough of Gurev yet. I think that's fair to say, but maybe that's by design. But yeah, Kamara and Ampadu, they've played what is it, 2 games together, and they've looked natural. They look like they've played together for like 5 years, in a row. So Ryan here saying, without Roden there, do you think Strauch is average? I think that he does need a good partner, Ryan. I do. When we saw him when Verba came in, he looked better then. But I need to see him do it when he's not got a player like Roden next to him. And at this moment in time, I haven't seen it yet. But I still think that he's got the tools and to get back there again. Like I say, he's only 24. I don't think he's average. I still think he's got a high ceiling that he can still hit. He's still only 24 years old, but the evidence is there, isn't it? When Cooper was back there, he looked lost again. That's just the way it is. He looked lost. And that's probably not his fault. It's probably the lack of confidence within his partner. But no one was going to say that out loud. And they shouldn't, by the way. They shouldn't say that out loud. But that's just how it seems to me. Yeah, see, Kamara very solid. Man, I'm not sure what you talk about, man. I've seen nothing but Kamara love. I'll be real. I haven't seen it. Mr. P here saying we now have the options to make changes. These players are gelling. Yeah, it's only getting better. It's only going to get better. And we need to start picking up points because the top two, they're not stopping people. They're not stopping. Um, Okay, let me just see if there's anything else here. Okay, let's get into this bit here. Let's go to the full time thing here. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about Joel Perot's goal. Joel Perot back in the goals, 2 games off. Um, 2 games off, back in the goals again. Good to see. I thought it was a poor attempt from the goalkeeper, by the way, because that shot was pretty much a daisy cut and it wasn't even in the corner. But look, I'm not complaining. We'll take that. But again, just shows you sometimes in this division, especially, just shoot on sight, shoot on goal, and you never know what you're going to get with the quality of the players in this league. But yeah, Perot back on the score sheet again. Love to see it. Um, but yeah, so let me just go down here. Does this? Let me just ask the chat now while we're here. Does the fact that we've had 21 shots and only 8 on target, is that still a concern for people? Because I know it was a concern against QPR and it was a concern for me that we weren't getting enough on target. Is that still a concern for anybody? Yep, James, it's 5 goals in 8 games. Yeah, can't argue with that. Uh, Kelvin saying, as soon as he scored from outside the box, I thought of UK. Yeah, man. Listen, I've always said, man, we need some more goals from outside the box, and I want some of our midfielders to get involved with that. Ampadu is trying his best, but yeah, listen, it is what it is, man. Let's, Liam saying no because we win. Hey, yeah, yeah, okay, okay. Um, Nate saying, no, not yet. Give it another month before worries settle in. Slow, steady Steve saying, always concerning, but not if we win. I hear that. Yeah. And Darren here, I'm happy we're creating enough. There will be days when we put everything away. Yeah. Darren, I'm with you 100%. We are going to hand out a whooping to one of these teams. It's coming. It's absolutely coming. Maybe it's going to be when Nanto's back. But we are going to dish out one hell of a beating to one of these teams. 100%. Vega here saying, KG, getting wins ugly is a mark of a winner. When things are rolling, it's easy. Yep, 100%. Grimier results are the difference. 100%, man. 100%. Um, let me just see. Let me just see. Okay, so here is the league table. Let's just have a little look. Nice to see only one red in here. Hopefully, we can get like Leicester, though. I want to be like that, man. 5 in a row. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? Leicester are just rolling people. It's not even funny. They're not even having to play outstanding. It's just that the quality that they've got throughout their team, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous what they're doing. Look at Leicester City there. 10 wins, 1 loss. You can't argue with that. You cannot argue with that. And fair play to them. And yeah, we end before this international break in 5th place, 19 points. 11 outside of Leicester City, and of course 9 from Ipswich, who again won today. And I just want to just bring up some of the results from today. Leicester there with a routine 2-0 win. Rotherham came back against Southampton for a draw. But this is the one I wanted to highlight, man. QPR Blackburn. This is why it was so frustrating that we didn't batter QPR in midweek, because they were there to get a whooping. They really were. And then Blackburn went there today to their ground, by the way, and just took them apart. And it's a shame that we couldn't do that, but we'll get another one. I'm sure we will. Vega saying here, marathon approach, stay close while it is tough and make the move when they struggle. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen, Ipswich, you cannot take it away from them. I know a few people in the comments keep saying wants to get injuries and everything else like that. But what if they don't, people? What if they don't get injuries? But you know what? You know what is another thing that could happen? Because I'm seeing Kieran McKenna be mentioned quite a lot. Maybe their manager gets poached. I don't know. I'm just saying. But they're doing excellent. And you can't take that credit away from them after 11 games. They're there because they deserve to be there. But that's not an insurmountable point total to get. Leicester is a bit different because you have to look at everything in totality. And when you see Leicester City and the players that they've got options there. Whereas maybe with Ipswich with a few players out, they could be derailed. But we're in a good spot, people. We're in a good spot. I'm not happy. I'm not delighted, but I'm glad that we're in the top 6 by this finish. And then we can continue after this international break and keep going. And please, apologies for my voice. As you know, all week I've been ill, and I'm pretty sure it's not a cold, if you know what I mean. But I'm doing my best. You know what I mean? I'm doing my best. um, Mr. P here saying a struggling Premier League team may do that. KG poached their manager. He's been talked about a lot. Buey even saying here, Bournemouth losing again. We'll sack Iriola and bring in McKenna. Mark my words. It's not a bad. It's not a bad shout. What people keep talking about January. I see this a lot in comments, about reinforcements in January, who comes in, and then Hermes underneath also says about additions in January to keep up the chase. I always say this, people, and you have to bear in mind this: we have to be in the race by January. It's not just about what you guys are saying here about reinforcements in January. It's about if we're not in the race, we then have to be careful that we don't lose our better players, because I can imagine that if we are not in the race by then, some of our better players will have eyes on them because it's Leeds United. You know how it goes. We have to make sure that we are still in the race to make additions and not worry about subtractions. So let's leave that. I want to park that for now and maybe talk about that when we hit December, and then we'll see where we are then. Because at this point in time, I would be confident about keeping our players. But if we're not nearer to the top two by then, or still in the top six mix, we may be going, hey, I wonder if people are still looking at Jorginho, because these guys will definitely still have scouts and other teams looking at them 100%. And that's it, Ryan. Yeah, we still may lose people in January, though. That's what I'm saying. I think people are not thinking about that bit. They're just thinking about who can come in. We have to be careful about who comes out. So let's keep these wins and let's keep the good results rolling on. But also as well, by the way, and one thing as well, it also works in Leeds United's favor as well, because if we are cemented in the top six by then, we can then say, like many other teams in previous years have said, and that's 30 million or 20 30 million is no good to us at this time. We'd rather get 170 million plus in, when we get promoted, rather than take 20 30 million now. So we as a club will be in a stronger position as well by then. um So yeah, what? Let me see what else is there. What else was there? Yeah, Ipswich Town. Yeah, they beat Preston 4-2. Yeah. So there you go. I mean, those are some of the results today. Some of the results. Sunderland there losing 4-0 at home to Middlesbrough. It's championship, baby. That's what it throws up at times. That's what it throws up. Let me just see if there's anything else. I'm just gonna see if there's any comments from Farker. While I'm doing that, please hit a like on the video, please. It's the best way to help the channel out, best way to help the channel stay visible while in these championship muddy waters. So if you can do that for me, it would mean a lot. Thank you. Um, yep, Darren, 100%. If we are in a strong position, our best players will be more inclined to stay. 100%. 100%. But I think it would be understandable as well, especially for some of our better performers, if we're not in the hunt by then, which I think we will be in the hunt. I just want to make that clear, that you can't really say to them, oh, come on, stick it out and try and get us back up in the top six. I think that's just asking too much, because we already know we've got a couple of players here that shouldn't be here. And Ampadu is one of them. I don't think he'd leave in January, by the way. I'm not saying him. I'm talking more the Rutters, the Nantos, and everyone else like that, Somerville, possibly. But we've got players here that should be playing at a high level when you compare them to some of the players that are in the Premier League right now. It's disgraceful, some of the players that are gracing the Premier League. I gotta say, absolute disgrace. That ain't Premier. That ain't Premier. Um, Karen here saying clean sheet gone, but a great 3 points in fifth place. Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, we're gathering up the clean sheets this season, people. That's not really a worry for me. It's all about getting the points on board. I think we can all agree that would be the most important thing. If we get clean sheets along the way, awesome, excellent, even better. But I think we will get breached at times, but it's not a big deal as long as you're winning games. Let me just see. Let me just check now. Uh, uh, uh. Okay, well, actually, there's something from Bristol City assistant here. This is it. Hey, Daniel Farker with a chess move that worked today. Bristol City assistant Curtis Fleming said they didn't anticipate Gray at right back. Even when the team was announced, they thought it might be Ampadu there. Oh, I didn't think Ampadu would be there. I'm not sure why they thought that one. Also, didn't feel that City asked enough questions of Gray. No, they asked questions of Gray. I think he's got that bit wrong. They just didn't know. They just couldn't find the answer. And I think that would be more apropos to the question rather than saying that they didn't ask enough questions. Uh, yeah, Max. You know what? I mean, this is right. To be fair, you're always in the race in the championship crazy league. Yeah. Mm. But let's stay in and around the top half, please. Let's do that. Top six, top two. That would be better. Leads the way. Let's read this one out. Who would have thought that Rutter would be the orchestrator of most of what we do creatively up front? His runs an eye for a pass is such a terrific surprise. Long may it continue. Well, leads the way. I actually did say it in the Prem. I've got to. I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet here, but I said, why are we not using this guy more? When he comes on, even though he was being brought on in ridiculous situations when we were 4-1 and 5-1 down at times, you could see that he was winning the ball back, pressing in a pressing way and trying to start attacks. We just didn't get to see it enough because we had managers at the time that just didn't have the vision to do it. You know, they thought it would be better just to sit him on the bench and just let him chill. It was ridiculous, ridiculous. But I'm glad that we're getting to see him do his thing now. We kind of see him, the asset that we've got in him. And long may it continue, like you said there. Long may it continue. Um, Nate here saying Archie Gray or Byron man of the match. What who would your man of the matches be, people? I don't usually do this, but I'm interested to see with today. Mm. Oh man, it's tough. I swear one time Sky did a joint man of the match. I might have to do that one, you know. Is that cheating? That's cheating, isn't it? Ooh, ST here with a shout for Kamara again. See, Matt, I don't know what you mean, man. Kamara's been getting love. SJ44 saying DJ. Nah, you know what? Oh man, even Roden getting a mention there. This is good. This is good. I'm gonna give it a joint one. I'm gonna say no, I'm gonna give it the free birds rule and go with three. Now that's definitely cheating. Um, yeah, there's so many candidates, people. Yeah, yeah. See, Byram saved 2 goals, great sliding block and one off the line. Yeah, and he was just good all round. You know, it was him. It was him that started that move for Rutter to miss that open goal. It was from him to oh god, who was it? I can't remember. But yeah, he did a lot of good stuff today. But yeah, look, I'll let you guys decide that, and I'm sure Boost Drinks will be doing a poll later on today. Vegas saying pick one. I will not. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, James with a good old Farker for the lineup. Tremendous, tremendous. Okay, let me just see if Farker's comments have been loaded yet. Uh Nah, nothing yet. Might have to do that on another stream, people. Might have to do that on another stream. Okay. Damien here is the Oracle. Fleming should have read my post to Archie at right back. Yeah, yeah. That's petty or leads away. That's very petty. Okay. Any other observations from the game that anyone wants to get out? Let me know in the live chat now, and we can finish off. John, I don't think anyone's gonna say him. And I haven't even killed him today, John. The chat's done that. I didn't need to say a word. Michael here saying, worrying how we don't finish teams off. Could have so easily ended in a draw like the QPR game. I see what you mean. Yeah, we didn't draw the QPR game, but you're saying that could have ended in a draw too, barring Melier's last minute save. I hear that. I hear that. But that again, that's a positive for me, Michael, in the fact that we haven't finished them off and we've come out with maximum points. Just means that when this does gel together, we're going to be getting 3 points on a much smoother basis. Tintin, yeah, need to do something we haven't done for a long time. That's go on a long winning run. I 100% agree with that. We've got 2 right now, Tintin, which is brilliant. But you know, Danny Farker was mentioning that unbeaten run for quite a long time, wasn't he? With the was it 5 clean sheets in 6, whatever it was, 4 clean sheets in 6. But you need wins like that. Look at that's what you need right here. This right here is what gets you the goods. That. And not only does it get you the goods, it makes other teams just fear coming to play you. They already fear us at this point in time. Bristol City, not so much today. Again, give them a bit of credit. They did try and play, but that is what you need. You need to go on a run, and we can finally get near that top two. Because even Ipswich, in all fairness, one draw in between all these wins. Full credit, full credit, man. Full credit. Michael here saying, great show as always, KG, the best on YouTube by far. I appreciate that. Thank you. Let me just see. Okay, one more try. Let me just try something else here. Let me just have a look somewhere else. Oh, I'm glad I got through this one, people. Glad I got through today. It's been tough all day, man. I've been struggling all day long. So thank you for sticking with me, man. uh, No, it's there seems to be a wait for Daniel Farker today. There seems to be a wait, so I don't think we're going to get his comments on this stream. But we can do that another time, people. Just hit the notification bell, and we'll come back with a stream next week. Of course, I've got a couple things, couple topics lined up. So hit the notification bell so you know when I'm going live. Uh, so yeah, I think we're going to leave it there, people. Gone on for nearly 40 minutes, which is longer than I thought I would. Ugh. Oh my gosh. So yeah, listen, people. Please hit a like before you go. Drop your comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. 6 points this week. Can't ask for more. Sucks that the international break has come now. Could have done with another game, but it is what it is, people. Peace out. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.